This video is for anyone that is struggling with anxiety right now, for anyone that has depression, or anyone that's finding it really challenging at the moment. My name is Harry Thomas, I'm a life coach, and a few years ago I had my own breakdown. I had a really bad panic attack in front of all mates on a school reunion in Cyprus, and I got myself and found myself in a really bad place. Fast forward 4 years, my whole life has completely changed, and it's taken a long time to get to where I am now. But I want to share with you 10 things that you can do and start implementing right away, which is going to have a profound effect on your happiness, on your mood, and just feel better about living. These are small changes and very easy to implement, and I'm going to encourage you, please give it a go. If you're not happy with where you are at the moment, what's the worst that can happen? The main thing from this is that you're going to find out a lot more about yourself, what is really holding you back at the moment, and also giving you that sense of hope and knowing that things will get better. Go through these 10 steps and let me know if you do have any questions. Number 1, remember this, things will get better. This is temporary. And although you may not feel like it at the moment, know that you are in control of everything. And with a bit of help and guidance, love, care and support, quite quickly you'll see these changes take place. And I want to create more awareness of all the different things that you can do to make you feel better. Just know that you're number 1 and you have the power to do all of this. Number 2, if you're not in a great place at the moment and you want to make changes, you need to understand that you have to change. Life won't change for you, you have to take action and change. And again, with these 10 steps, they're small changes. So I'm encouraging you, give it a go. Number 3, if you can grab a pen and paper for me on this one and just write down the following. When we are going through a torrid time, our mind is so cluttered and sometimes it's very hard to focus on what is going on. So we're going to try to take a break from all this chaos. And on a piece of paper, we're going to start looking at your current reality. Where are you at in life right now? If you write down each one of these 8 points, it just gives you awareness on what is happening. And it's a really powerful exercise. So number 1, health. Number 2, family. Number 3, friends. Number 4, finances. Number 5, self-development. Number 6, career. Number 7, you time. And number 8, spirituality or religion. So writing down all of these, I want you to go through each one of these one by one. 0 being the absolute worst things can possibly be. 10 being the absolute best things can possibly be. I want you to rank yourself on your current reality at this moment in time, where you fall on each one of these topics. These 8 topics highlight a lot of the areas that people do get stressed with, and you'll see that they're all intertangled with each other. So take your time with these and be honest with yourself. Rank yourself in your current reality on each one of these. Number 4, being brave. When we are in fear, when we are stressed, when we are in depression, we need to be brave. And the first thing I want to give you credit for is that you are here right now. So you have strength, the fact that you are getting through this. And yes, you're not in where you want to be at the moment, but if you can show that tiny bit more bravery, we can get you out of this very quickly. So one of the main things that have really helped me on my journey is journaling. And before people are like, oh, I wouldn't do that, that's not for me, that's not what I do, I need you to let go of all these things that you don't do or what your identity is, because they're not serving you at the moment. And that change that I'm asking for is really simple by journaling. And here's a great analogy. I want you to imagine that your body, all of your body is a genie. And if you think about it, all your feelings, stress, anxiety, love, happiness, they're all feelings. I get anxiety here. When I feel happy, I'm buzzing. So all your feelings are inside your body, inside your genie. And like on the films when we were younger, what you ask for comes true. So whatever feelings are inside your body, if you leave them in there, they will come true. So if we got all the stress and anxiety, we need to go in and take them out. And all I'm going to ask for this one in terms of journaling is to now start identifying all the things that are stressing you. And again, being braver, as I mentioned earlier, I really need to encourage you now, take time and just write down everything that comes to mind. I'm going to share a song with you, and I want you to put it on as you do this exercise, because after a while you'll get into flow. But once you get them out of the body on a piece of paper, now we can become the observer and start paying attention to each one of these. When I had my breakdown, I did this. I had 87 things on my list. Some of them seemed simple, like not getting back to emails or returning voicemails or even listening to voicemails. And once you start putting it on a piece of paper and look at them, you'll see some of them actually, they're not a stress. It's just because they're all combined. And you'll soon highlight what is really, really holding you back. So journaling and getting it on a piece of paper. Number 5 is you are not alone. And this is crucial because when we are feeling terrible, the last thing we want to do is speak to other people. I was the same. I used to stay in my room. I didn't come out of my room. I didn't want to phone my parents because I didn't want to stress them out. I didn't want to share it with my friends because they were giving me advice, but it wasn't resonating with me. And a lot of other people just didn't listen to me. So if you're not ready to speak to other people, the first thing you can do is go and listen to other people's stories. And this changed my life. Go on YouTube to start with. Search in Wayne Dyer, Abraham Hicks, Eckhart Tolle, Jim Rohn, and just listen to the stories that they share, because what you'll soon realise is that you are not the only one. And some of these people have had horrendous stories and they share them with you. They are vulnerable. But the amazing thing about it is where they are now and how they overcome it. And when you start realising that there's so many other people in the same boat as us, and that they've done a few changes and their life is completely transformed, that means you can do it too. So YouTube videos are great. Reading books, there's loads and loads of different authors. And Audible, if you're not one for reading, start with Audible. Turn it into your walk. Listen to it before you go to bed. And if you're not really into any of this stuff, start with 50 Cent's book. Hustle Hard, Hustle Smarter. It's incredible. And it just gets you pumped and motivated and realise how much he changed through his life. Once you start hearing these stories, you'll start resonating with a number of things that people say, and just that alone will make you feel better. Number 6, offloading. Who do you have in your life that you can share all your problems and all your anxieties and stresses with? Who in your life actually listens, like really listens to what you're saying? Because I found it difficult to find people that really listened to me. Sometimes I'd say something and people just interrupt and say, you should do that, don't worry about that, you're fine. And in the end I get demotivated and I don't want to talk to people. And the power of sharing your story and the power of someone else being there listening to you without judgment is life-changing. So I'm going to encourage you, start looking around. This is where coaching and life coaching comes in, and this is where I fell into. I got myself a life coach, and since then I've become a life coach, and I love now working with other people, sharing my story and experiences and listening to where they're at and seeing the power and change that happens. Life coaching, therapy, there's a stigma with it, as if there's something wrong with us. But in fact, it's one of the most profound things that you can do. Look at communities, join some groups, people that may be sharing similar experiences to you or doing things that you love. Join the groups and you'll see a huge difference. Number 7, silence time. Time without distractions. Meditation. So stay with me on this one, because as soon as you mention that word, people get put off. Oh no, I won't do that, that's for hippies. This for me is my number 1 advice for anyone that wants to change their life. Having 10 minutes a day where you're just sitting there with no distractions is life-changing. I've done about 700 days in a row now. I've created my own concept based on the experiences I've had and how my life has just gone in a whole new direction. That started from meditation. Our thoughts, is chaos, and when we're having anxiety non-stop, things are going on, relationships, finances, friends, non-stop. Imagine that's a thunderstorm above your head. So much noise. And what happens is we can't listen to our gut feeling. So having this silence time, and what people get put off with is the first thing everyone says is, oh, I've got too much thoughts going on, too much noise, I can't concentrate. That's because what happens is you clear the noise, and then your gut feeling saying, you've got to do this, get back to that email, do this, do that. It's telling you what to do. And people don't like that because it's fearful, because you know deep down that is what you've got to do. But the more you practice on it, these thoughts completely disappear. Then things that you need to get done, because you're going to start seeing improvements with these tips, then start showing you what you really want to do next. And when you start listening to your gut feeling more and trusting in your intuition, and you make these choices and they go exactly the way you want it to, it's powerful. It's empowering. And you start getting more and more confidence from doing this. So I'm going to encourage, listen to one of my Think Future Feel Now experiences where I guide you through it. All I'm going to ask is turn up and let go. Lose whatever perception you have of meditation and just close your eyes. The worst case is you get 10 minutes for yourself. When was the last time you had 10 minutes uninterrupted time? Uninterrupted with all the crazy thoughts that are going through your head. So silence time is a crucial one, and I'm going to really encourage you, give it a go. People expect to feel this amazing thing. It doesn't happen. But consistently you'll start seeing the impact it has on the rest of your life, your sleep, your calmness, the way that you deal with stresses a lot more. The meditation helps with all of that. Number 8. Health. I'm from the health and fitness industry for 16 years. And the most important thing out of everything is your health. And so many people put that on the back burner. But think about it. If you're fully healthy, you're fully charged, all these stresses and all this anxiety, you'll be able to handle so much better. So again, I want you to think about health holistically. Because normally when we think of health, the first thing we go to is the gym. First thing we go to is the nutrition. And when we're feeling in this depressed state, the last thing you want to do is go to the gym. There was no way I was leaving my room. So health is a lot more than that. And I want you to become aware of other things that include on health. And if you just paid attention to them and become more aware of them, you'll start feeling better. You'll start dealing with these stresses better. And again, your happiness will start improving. So get your pen and paper out. 8 again. So the first one is exercise. The second one is nutrition/alcohol. The third one is silence time. The fourth one, sleep. The fifth one, getting into flow. So getting into flow, this is something that you do without thinking. You love doing. Dancing, singing, painting, writing, playing sports. Something where there's no thoughts going on. When you're in flow, our body's in harmony, we heal. And a lot of times when I ask people, what do you do to get into flow? They don't. So getting into flow. Number 6, stretching/activity. Number 7, self-development. Number 8, social life. Again, each one of these, I want you to rank yourself on your current reality. And now I want you to look at this list and I want you to answer, what one thing can you do on each one of these next week? Just one thing, even if it's for one day. Set yourself up for success. Again, something you're making decisions on and you can stick to. And by the end of it, that's a successful week. So what one thing can you do for each one of these? Number 9. This one's a really interesting one. So a lot of the work I've been doing over the last few years has been looking at subconscious behaviors. And then I stumbled across vibrational work and music. And then it really, really hit me at one point, because I'm working with my clients. And when people are anxious and depressed, the first thing now I ask is, what are you listening to at the moment? And it's really, really interesting what comes back. And it really surprises people. So when we listen to music, a lot of time we listen to the lyrics. And someone like Amy Winehouse has amazing lyrics. But if you listen to the feeling, it's suffering, it's pain, it's anxiety. And you're taking on this feeling as a vibration from the music into you. And I've had clients listen to Amy Winehouse on repeat because they're feeling crap. And all they're doing is just soaking up even more pain, even more suffering. I had a lady that was shocked because when I mentioned this to her, she said that she attracted the same guys in her life. Relationships, business. And then she said when she got drunk, every time she'd play the same album. And she's done that for 25 years. And if you listen to the feelings of that album, it comes from that sort of man. So again, vibrations and music play a huge part. And if you are stressed and you don't really want to think about anything, set the music up. Again, I'll share a playlist that I created that just having it on the background, and again, might not be your cup of tea to start with, but your body will respond to it. It does something to our nervous system and it completely calms us down. And number 10, and this one is where creativity comes in. Vision board. Creating a vision board. And before you think, oh, here we go, give this a go. Because when we are stressed and we are depressed and we do want help, a lot of the times we don't know what we actually want. So a vision board allows you to get creative, and I want you to imagine you had a magic wand and whatever you ask for come true. I want you to put all these things on your vision board. So you find the images on the internet, print them out, stick them on your board, and you'll start having all these different things that will motivate you. Share your friends, your family, your dream life, your holidays, your house. And what happens is that you can start adapting this all the time. Nothing's set in stone, so you can keep changing it. And as you go along, you'll see that you're broadened in terms of what you want and what you actually believe you deserve. And the other beauty of this is that because you're looking at it every day, you're bringing awareness to these things. And without you realizing, these things will start coming into your life. When we bring awareness to something, we'll start seeing the signs all the time. And let me give you an example. When you buy a new car, you haven't really seen it much on the road. It's a brand new car, new style. You bought the car and all of a sudden every day you start seeing this car. More and more you keep seeing this, so you didn't realize how many there was. All you've done is brought awareness to that car, and now your brain is blocking out all the other noise to show you it. So if we can start putting our dream life and the life that we do want on this board and get creative, because it gets you into flow again, then you'll start seeing the signs. And the first board that I created, a lot of stuff's already happened, it's already come true. And one of them being me leaving the UK and coming to Brazil, which I've now done. I completely walked away from my company, completely walked away from a lot of my life back home in the UK, and I feel incredible. And I've made that decision, and that was in the middle of my vision board. So guys, there are 10 tips, and 10 really powerful tips. And all I'm going to ask you is take your time and go through them, especially on the writing exercises. And then look at each one of them and right, can I do one of these this week? And start journaling even more about your experiences with it. What come up for you? How did you feel doing it? What thoughts come up? And when you start analysing and reflecting back on everything that you're now thinking about, you don't then get caught up in your thoughts. You can choose what you believe and choose what you can just forget. And then you start taking power back, because again, it's your choice. So please write in, and if you would like to discuss further, I work quite a lot on this subject. And again, I can share first-hand experiences too from me and my clients. And I'm telling you, my life has completely changed. I am in such a good place now. And my aim now is to help other people that have been where I've been. And after a few changes and knowing that you're in charge, you'll start seeing a huge difference.